We might lose some friends on this one, but hey, hey, you're all replaceable. So, as some of you would know, I am no longer at Wits, and I did my undergrad at Wits, but now I am at UCT. If you're kind of thinking of making a move, or if you're just interested in the differences, this might be worth a watch, and might I say, a like. You don't know. So, context, I finished my undergrad 2021. There's a video on this channel somewhere that you can watch about all of that. And I was already kind of convinced that I'm coming to Cape Town at the end of last year. So I had already applied and gotten accepted and all of that stuff. So it was just a matter of doing like the final offer and final confirmation. So I sent in my documents and things end of last year, December, what have you. And the can just keeps being kicked down the road. Every Friday I'm calling like, yo, am I supposed to be here? What's happening? Did my acceptance come through? I'm hearing others are getting accepted on the side, so I'm getting a bit worried. I'm like, well, it's not like I was failing, so what's going on? But nevertheless, they're like, no, we just have high processing volumes, which I found kind of strange because as an institution of this size, you would think this is kind of a seasonal thing, right? Every start of the year, people would have high volumes of applications and processing, so surely if you pride yourself on being the best university in Africa, you might be good at processing applications. Maybe that's just too much to ask. Essentially, fast forward to the end of Jan, the weekend of the 29th of Jan was when Res opened, and I had yet to receive my final offer. So you might see why that might be a problem, because if I'm here and I don't have an offer to study, what are we doing? What am I doing here? You know? So I phoned the Monday before that weekend, and I'm like, yo, guys, what's happening? And they're like, oh, sorry, it's been a while, just phone in again on Friday. And I was like, oh, I don't want to do that because I've been doing that for 4 weeks before and that didn't happen. So I emailed the people who run my course, and then they're like, yeah, well, you're good. All right, we're just going to add you to the sites and stuff. And just keep in mind, there's a test on Friday that you have to kind of write because there's like 3 of those tests over the coming weeks, and if you don't pass them, you don't get to do the year. So you can imagine I was in Joburg at the time with no care in the world because I was still on vac. So I was like, all right, I'm chilling, only to be added to this course and have to figure out how I'm gonna fly to Cape Town, find accommodation to stay to write the test, and then write the test and not flunk it to begin with, and then figure out the rest of this. Like, I didn't even know if I was accepted yet, but somehow I'm on the sites and I'm doing the work and I'm writing the test. Best university in Africa. The week after that, obviously I'm pushing to get this offer thing done because now Wits are hitting my line. Like, babe, are you accepting this offer we're giving you? Because I got an offer from them too to continue in postgrad, which would have been a sensible decision. But no, my heart was set. I was out of there. I was moving on. So anyway, I'm in the office trying to figure out how I'm going to get this final offer thing. And boy, these guys should be soccer players. With the kicking of cans, jeez. So every day you walk in there and they're like, oh, don't worry, it's going to happen. Then the next day you come in like, why didn't it happen? We don't know. And I was like, dude, this is my life. This is my future. What are you doing? Can we just get something done? And then there was just the one day where I was just like, no, I'm not going home until this is done. And I just kept coming back to the room. And they were like, yo, hey man, there's nothing more we can do. Just focus and we'll have it done by Friday. Just come back on Friday. Like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. I think I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna talk to someone who can do something. All right, so just call one of those people and then we'll do something. And then guess what? Of course, it was just a matter of clicking 2 buttons and I'm in. That long story, all to say, the main difference between UCT and Wits, at least that I found, is admin. Admin at UCT is, I really don't know how people are getting paid to do that. And if you're one of the admin people who are putting in the hours and just feel like you're underappreciated, there's a reason. You know, there's a reason. I'm not trying to be friends with you. I'm not trying to be cool with you. Do a better job. There's no other way to put that. Just do a better job. There's just so many stories that are similar to this that are just so avoidable. I mean, you can't go and call yourself the best and then have the shoddiest admin you've seen in your life, in just your life. There were some people who were helpful though, so we won't throw everybody down the drain, but the majority. Moving on, another difference in UCT's favor this time is the aesthetic appeal. I'm not gonna lie, there was a bit of me inside that was excited to be on the mountain and look at the trees. And let me tell you, I wasn't disappointed. You know, it's a pretty place to be. Every day you kind of walk into class and it just feels like a movie, you know? You're like looking at the mountains and like the clouds are right over the mountain. It's a beautiful place to study. So I have no regrets in that regard. That's a tick in UCT's favor. Besides those two aspects, I don't think there's much else that's different between them. There's actually quite a lot of similarities. I mean, while I was in the semester, the workload seemed unreasonable. I mean, it was unreasonable. It was just brutal. I was fighting for my life. But now looking back on my Wits experience, I think the workload was roundabout as intense. Anyway, that covers pretty much everything I wanted to talk about in terms of Wits and my UCT experiences, the differences and the similarities. I could do a little bit more of an in-depth review in terms of like the content and what I'm studying and those kinds of things. So if you would really want to get into the minutiae of what life is like, both at Wits or at UCT, then leave a comment and I will for sure schedule that into an upcoming video for you, just for